How's it going, guys? Okay, so last video I was talking about how this thing, stalled out on me whenever I took it out. Okay, but yeah, so it wasn't cranking back up because it was in gear, and you can only crank it when it's in neutral. But I replaced the fuel lines. You see, this is a nice one. I'll show you the old one. Get a look at this. There's a crack at the bottom, right there. Anyways, whenever I replaced those, for some reason all the fittings were leaking. So I just threw a little O-ring in each one of these, and that fixed the problem. You can still see I've got oil coming out of there, so I guess I just gotta tighten these more. But oh yeah, and I had moved the fuel pump around to get these lines in, and I had put it too high up, and so it was stalling out once I got these new lines in. But yeah, once I fixed that, it stayed on. Then I just needed to bump up the idle speed screws a bit so it'll stay on in gear, but it starts and drives now, so we're all good here for now. That was loud. But today I wanted to take out the seats and the carpet, and we're gonna go ahead and see how ugly looking these floors are. We're gonna make sure we don't have any rust. Like I've already gone over the floors once, just looked at them, but you know, I'm pretty sure there's no major rust. But we're just gonna do a little double check, and I'm gonna clean them up, and then I want to get some Rust-Oleum. I want to paint them white again, so it'll look better than this crustiness. Alright guys, just got the seats out. You can see they leave with this, this is the old foam that's in them. It just turns to dust. Don't want to breathe that, and yeah, it leaves it everywhere. So, yeah. Anyways, now I've got to get this back bench seat out. Not too hard. Alright, so that's all the seatery. Is that even a word? Alright, now I'm just gonna organize these bolts and everything to make sure I don't lose them, and take off these seat belts and take the carpets off. Okay, so I've just got to undo these screws around here. Also, these ones right here that hold the vents in. And these are like pieces of cardboard. And it should just come out. I've also got to take off this trim plate that goes across. Alright, so got the piece of carpet that goes. So the piece of carpet that goes across here. Took it off the vents. Full side trim pieces. They're there, right there. And you can see right here we've got some of the old seam sealer. I'm not even putting like any effort into scraping this off. It just comes right off. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and take all this old stuff off and put on some new stuff. Alright, got most of that seam sealer just in this area right here. I haven't gone over there, but yeah, I've scraped off most of the seam sealer that goes across here and along the wheel well right there. Cleaned it all up. Now I'm going to get like a Scotch-Brite pad or like a wire wheel, something. Try to clean this up as much as I can. And you know, get all the surface rust off and all the nasty so I can paint it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use this wire wheel right here. Alright, so next thing I want to do is just spray. Oh, gotta. Boom. Okay. We're just gonna spray down all the seams where the sealer goes, and you know, just scrub it up with a Scotch-Brite. And then I was gonna, where is it? I don't know. I have some sealer around here somewhere. Where did I put it? Ah, yes. Just gonna throw on some of this stuff. Not sponsored though. Maybe they should sponsor me. Anyways, yeah, so I'll go ahead and do that for all around here. Alright, so got the first little bead of silicone around here. It's all the way around here. Over here it gets real messy. I applied way too much over here. But you know what? It's gonna be covered up by carpet, and I want to paint it white anyways, so doesn't really matter. Alright. Seam sealers, yeah, it's pretty dry now. Went inside and ate some pizza, but yeah, you know, I probably could have done this after I painted the floors, but oh well. Paint over it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and spray some of the more of that stuff just all over here. Give it a quick scrub. I'll get another pad. That's gross, but yeah, give it a quick scrub and make sure it's nice and dry, and then I'll start painting. Alright, I don't even know when I stopped recording, but I've done all this. You know, I would have recorded all of it, but I mean, that's just a lot of storage space, and I don't have that. But I've still got to do this area back here, and what is it there too? I've already gone second coat this area. I'm gonna do second coat here. Once it dries up real good, I'll crawl in and get up there. But yeah, it's looking pretty mint. Alright, so got all the seam sealer off that goes along here, and you know they put a lot on here because they gotta get these things out fast in the factory. But anyways, yeah, we probably got like with all that weight reduction, we probably just got an extra 50 horsepower, so that's good. I'll clean up the seams and put some of the silicone on there, and then or actually no. First I'll go ahead and hit all this with the wire wheel, and then we'll do the silicone. All right, so went over with the wire wheel on everything, a little less rusty. Now I'm just gonna spray some degreaser on everything and give it a wipe down where the seams are. Use the Scotch-Brite like I did last time. Lay down the sealer, let it dry, and then start painting. Alright, I've got all the sealer on, it's dried, and now I'm going to start painting it. Okay, so got done everything I needed to get, or I wanted to painted everything I wanted to paint. Now I'm just gonna let this back area dry. In the meantime, I totally forgot. Here, I'll just or no, okay. I had picked up some like carpet insulation on the side of the road because it's for free. Anyway, I'm just gonna cut some insulation to size, put it in here, and hopefully that gets rid of some of the heat. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just measure from, this area right here. I'm just going to measure how much this is, and then I'm going to cut that out on the foam. Alright, so I've got this first piece of insulation, and I've been cutting the holes out for where the bolts go in. I'm going to need to put a second one here, and probably one just over all of that. And yeah, I'll see if I'll probably use some carpet adhesive to hold it down, because if not, it's, whenever you walk on it, it's just gonna be like squishy, or not squishy, whatever, you know what I mean, just to keep it in form with the floor. But yeah, alright, so I've finished laying all the insulation I'm gonna put in. I'm just putting this little patch back here. It looks kind of silly, but oh well. And got this first piece of carpet in, and what I'm doing is where the holes go, where the bolts go through, I always have a hard time finding them. So what I did is on this side here, you can see the hole a lot better compared to here. So I just went in with a lighter on the bottom and just kind of cleaned up all the loose fibers that are there. All right, I lied. I actually put this big old piece back here. That looks a lot better. But yeah. Still gotta get these pieces of carpet in. But I'll start, I'll put the little bar that goes across here on. Trimmed a little bit. It's good enough for now. I need to trim more of this too. Alright, I've got all the carpet in, seat belts in. Now I'm just ready to put the back seats in and the front seats, and that'll be all. So let me prop up the camera here somewhere. Alright, got everything back in now. Whew. Now all I've got to do is give it another vacuum, because you see right there, that pesky foam keeps coming out. But yeah, and then clean everything up, and then I'll go drive it around. about to go drifting.